Hello friends, it's literally been, I think the last time I posted a video it was in August, like a week before I started grad school. I'm ashamed, so I'm sorry, truly, because I was like, I'm gonna post a video once a week every Tuesday. I take full responsibility. Like, it has been rough. Like, I'm on winter break, so I finally can post this video. Next semester I will do better. I promise I will do better. I just wanted to do a quick video. This video shouldn't even be like more than 10 minutes. I have all the questions and all that good stuff. So I think like last week I posted a video like a day of my life as a MSW clinical intern in high school, and the amount of questions you guys are asking me in my inbox, so I was like, what better video to make for my YouTube channel? A question of questions focused around clinical social work or just social work in general. So here I am to do that for you guys. And obviously, as you guys probably know, in my first video when I did my introduction, I was talking about like being a therapist in elementary school, but I'm not. I'm in a high school, so that's the only update really I have for you guys. But let's talk about it. Obviously there's different sectors of social work: micro, meso, and macro. Micro, individuals and their families. Meso focused on groups, community, organization, and then macro focused more on systematic policy and changes like politics, laws, and large like social issues in general. I work in micro. Eventually I do think I want to do, like, one of my goals is to work to, like, I don't know, work, but like start a nonprofit that focuses on house individuals, substance abuse, like that. So I think that fits more into like meso. So I do eventually want to do that. I also would love to do medical social work, but right now, like, my goal since I was 17 was to do like individual one-on-one therapy, but down the line I would love to do like nonprofit and medical social work. So let's get into it. The first question that everybody kept asking me in my inbox, basically around, can a social worker be a therapist? Short answer, yes. And fun fact, social workers actually provide the most therapeutic services, more than licensed professional counselors, more than licensed marriage family therapists. Like, social workers provide the most therapy to individuals. So fun fact. So as we can see, social workers can be therapists. And then another question was like, how did I get my internship? I think I explained this in the comments on TikTok, and basically, like I said, UIC, and I think Loyola used Sonia as well, and OU used Sonia, so I don't know if it's just like Illinois, but I'm pretty sure it's like in the United States we use a website called Sonia. They put all the organizations that you can intern at. UIC had about 300. You just go through them. They have the information, how far they are from your house, like the description of what you'll be doing, and you just look, you know, say like, okay, yeah, like, is this what I want to do? There are so many too. Like, originally I wanted to do psychotherapy in a hospital at Rush, but you guys know I'm not there. Yeah, you can work in hospital, inpatient, outpatient. You can work with substance abuse, you can work in schools. Like, it was just so many to choose from. When I tell you guys, like, it at a time when I was looking for an internship, it felt so overwhelming. But my field liaison, who was assigned for me from the school, obviously she was helping me. She was sending me like the contact information, like, you know, let me know that you need to put your resume and your cover letter together. So it was challenging. Like, I think I applied to so many internships, and me personally, I was reaching, like, sending them like a follow-up email, like, hi, I applied to, you know, this to be an intern, blah blah blah. Like, I think that's one of the best things too, is to send like a follow-up, you know, message after you send in your application, just so that, you know, they can look at it, because they probably, like, and I say this all the time, like, when you're doing clinical social work, you're competing with everybody for those clinical internships. Like, you're not just competing with people who are other clinical social workers at other school, you're also competing with folks who are in clinical mental health as well. Like, so we're all fighting over the same clinical internship. So you have to be proactive in like what you're doing, you know, make sure you're putting yourself out there. The next question, what does a typical day look like as an MSW therapist intern? I don't want to say every day is like that much different. It depends. Like sometimes a kid come and, you know, what you guys had planned, you know, to talk about is not what they want to talk about anymore. Maybe they had a crisis earlier this week. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm at my school providing therapy to my kids, and then on Friday at my internship we work from home, and that's mostly like doing meetings, you know, with the clinical behavior health team. So Mondays and Wednesdays I see about 5 students a day. The passing period is 3 minutes, so I'm seeing my students back to back, and that's why I like to go like 0 period and just get all my materials ready early in the morning. So because you don't have time to really try to set things up for the next student, you have literally 3 minutes, and my office is on the 2nd floor, and some of my students, they're all on the 2nd floor. So as soon as this student walks out, the next one is walking in. You don't have that much time. So honestly, just, you know, having my materials ready in the morning is always good. Like I said, I love a schedule as well, and I work with students, you know, some who are in general ed. I work with students, you know, who have ADHD. I work with students who have autism as well. So some of them like a schedule of what we're going to do that day. So I do still write out a schedule for some of my students, and some of my students don't like a schedule. Obviously, I do therapy in a client-centered approach. So what my students want to do, what my students want to talk about usually goes. So yeah, that's a typical day. I write my notes during the last period, which is like 8th period. I write my clinical notes because, like I said, I don't have time to write notes exactly after a session because my next kid is walking in. So yeah, usually I get there. Sometimes I don't have a lunch because I don't have time. So I'll just like snack throughout the day. Students I built really good rapport with, and mostly that's all my kids, but some of them come during lunch and they'll like, I'll eat lunch with them. So yeah, that's a typical day. Get there, organize, back-to-back sessions, and then write my note to the end of the day, and then I go home. So that's a typical day for me. And then I'll just add this in, how do you build rapport with clients? I think, you know, just building a form of trust with the kids. Like I said, I work at a CPS school, but I don't work for CPS. Like that's the first thing I tell my kids. I don't work for CPS. Like I'm not sitting here telling them your business. Like obviously I let the students know at the beginning of like intake, like a mandated reporter, going over ROI, things like that, like what I have to report, you know, if they tell me like they're going to hurt themselves or hurt someone else, blah blah blah. But unless they want me to share something with the school or the school counselors, like I don't just go tell the students business. Like you shouldn't be doing that anyway. Like you wouldn't like if someone just told your freaking business. Like come on now. And also too, I think making your space warm. And that's what my supervisor tell me all the time, and also the school counselors. Like I really made my space feel like a warm and safe space. Like my kids love anime, I love anime. There's anime all throughout my office. There's dim lights, there's fidgets. Kids love fidgets. And so yeah, just making a space warm. There's games that they can play. There's plenty of pillows. There's carpet. A lot of them like to sit on the floor and lay on the floor, so there's carpet. Like just making the kids feel like they're welcome inside the room too. And she was not asking like 1,000 questions. Like they don't want to be asked 1,000 questions. But yeah, just making yourself fun, making yourself a reinforcer. Like kids love that. Like, and then make yourself trustworthy as an adult. Like they want to know they can trust you, because a lot of kids just can't trust a lot of adults, and they have every right not to trust adults. Adults can be scary. Okay, next question. I'm gonna try to move my questions over here because I feel like I'm looking like over there. I saw one that talked about the grad school application process, and I was like, I'll try to answer that. Where is it? Oh yeah, okay, grad school application process was just the question. So I have a bachelor's degree in social work. I went to National University. I did my internship in social services, where I worked in the food pantry. I also worked with individuals, helping them with financial assistance, car repairs, and things like that. I really enjoyed that. And so when I applied to UIC, it was only 2 schools I wanted to go to: UIC or Loyola Chicago. Like those are my only 2 options. The video's already at 9 minutes. Oh my god, do I talk that much? But it was only those 2 schools I wanted to go to. I liked both of their clinical concentrations. Like UIC has mental health, school social work, child and family, I think it's social justice, and then community organization. And I know I want to do the clinical and mental health route, so I love, you know, all those different options. And so when I applied to UIC, I still was in my like last quarter of NOU. I had my field liaison at NOU write me a letter of recommendation, and I also had my supervisor from the internship I was at, who also happened to work at UIC as a professor. She worked at UIC and then as a professor, and then she also was my supervisor at the nonprofit that I was interning at. She is the like senior social service manager. She also is an MSW. And so I knew like the GPA requirement was like a 2.8 and I only had like a 3.0. And so I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm not gonna get in. My GPA is too low, even though it was 3.0 and you needed 2.8. But I was just like, oh my God. And so I think the most important thing was your personal statement, because I was working as RBT and ABA full time trying to do school. So I was like, oh my God, they're gonna be like, this girl GPA is barely passing the bar, but she wants to, you know, get a master's degree. And I just told them that in my personal statement, like, why did I want to become a social worker? Like, you know, why do I want to focus on clinical social work? Like, what happened in my life that made me want to choose this career? Like, how does my mission align with the James Adam College of Social Work at UIC? And so I think just being very true to yourself, because even if you didn't have the GPA, I feel like if you were working a job or volunteering or doing something in that nature, they'd be like, okay, this is why this person doesn't have the GPA to get into grad school, but they also, you know, they've been working, they've been interning, they've been doing all this stuff, so they'll still let you in. I feel like, so yeah, I just applied. And I think when I got the email that I've been accepted, I literally was like, I think I was out driving somewhere. I think I was on the phone with my friend and I could not stop crying. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to grad school. So yeah, it took them, I think I applied in like, I feel like they got back to me in about like a couple months or so. Yeah, got my 3 letters of recommendation that I needed. I had my friend write one, the BCBA, who was also my friend, she's my supervisor at Cortica. I had her write me one, and then I had my affiliates, and then I had, you know, my supervisor at my internship during my BSW writing me a letter of recommendation. And those 3 people together were just like powerful. So thankful for them all for writing me letters of recommendation. But yeah, that was the process. You just find the school that you want to go to, gather up those letters, write a great ass personal statement, even if you don't have the GPA, and you go for it. And I think the application fee, I don't remember if it was like, I feel like it was $50. I don't know. I don't remember how much the application fee was. I think it was like $50. Like, I'll double check for you guys and put it on the screen when I figure out, but yeah. And then Loyola, you didn't need a letter of recommendation. Like, you just need to do the application and do the essay. And I think I was like still like writing their essay, and then I got accepted into UIC, and I was like, okay, like, yeah, I'll leave it. And actually, let me show you guys, UIC was on my vision board for the year 2020. When I did my vision board for the year 2024, it was on my 2023 December vision board. Let me show you, friends. She's here. Single ticket in grad school, and then I had welcome to UIC. And then yeah, I got accepted into UIC. So vision boards work. Don't let anyone tell you a vision board doesn't work, because it does. Okay, next question. How do you balance self-care with the emotional demands of the job or the internship in my case? Oh my gosh, I'm in therapy. That's my short answer. Like, it is so hard. Like, I'm not even joking with you guys. I don't care if you're in micro, macro, meso. Social work can be so draining if you don't take care of yourself. That's why you hear so many professionals in this field getting burned out. Even with me, you know, meditating, going to gym, I was still feeling the effects. Like, I remember a student telling me something so traumatic that the next day I woke up literally at 4 a.m. I couldn't stop crying. I was having a panic attack. It was so bad. So I'm so glad my roommate was here with me to help me. You know, I got some tea, but it felt like someone was taking a knife and stabbing it in my chest. Like, the vicarious trauma is no joke when you're constantly hearing these stories from, you know, these kids and all that. So you have to do something. The good saying is always, every therapist needs a therapist. I remember my last LCSW and my internship that we did at supervision would always tell me that, like, you're gonna need a therapist again when you go to grad school. And at the beginning of grad school, I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I think I'm fine. Like, I was like, I've been at therapy before. Like, I think I'm good to go. But no, what happened? I went right back and got a therapist. Like, it is so hard to juggle it all. Like, sometimes you just need an outlet yourself, you know, constantly when you're being, you know, the safe space and person for other folks. Like, you need to take care of yourself. So it's get hard. Like, obviously too, like, and also utilize your resources, especially utilize your supervisor, your internship. Like, many times at the internship and also at the school, like, UIC provides like counseling for students and all that. But yeah, just like ask around like what resources are available for you as a, not just like, you know, a student at your school, but also, you know, as a clinical internship. Usually the intern, you know, sites, they have like counseling places as well to help you. So, but yeah, you have to do something else. Like you can't just be like, I'm gonna go to the gym, because that's what I thought. Like you have to have someone to like, even if it's just like a mentor, someone that you can like talk to let it all out, because it gets hard, y'all. It gets hard. Okay, next question. There's honestly, we're not gonna be able to answer all these questions in one video, because I don't want the video to be long. Like it's already 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up, like, because I know y'all don't have like the time to watch a long video. Like we've been all scrolling on TikTok too long. We can't sit for long. What is the most rewarding part of your internship? Oh, the students. Like every time the students like tell me about something that they did, or a new skill that they've learned, or a better way to take care of themselves, I was like, oh my god, look at you. Like obviously I'm here to support you, but you did majority of the work. You showed up for therapy. You're the one doing my homework that I'm giving you. So the students telling me like they overcame something or whatnot. Okay, next question, because I'm talking too much, and that's why the timer is going so fast. Okay, what resources would you recommend for aspiring social workers? I keep this with me. It's not full. I'll do another video on this when I finish it, but it's my resource finder. My therapist supervisor actually one told me that I should make one of these. A podcast, I would say, I believe it's called Melanated Social Workers. I think that's what it's called. Really good. And then two, another resource site, top of my lungs, I scream this, therapistaid.com. like therapistaid.com, like not only does it provide you with, you know, therapy, homework, and worksheets, but it also does a lot of psychoeducation on topics, anxiety, depression, you know, abuse, all that good stuff. But that's how I put together my, I think with Pinterest and everything too, I put together this little therapy packet for my kids over at winter break. But yeah, so many resources out there. Also, Amazon has amazing book. There's this one book, oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out because I can't remember the name. I'll put the name like up here when I edit this video. Really good book. So yeah, podcasts that I would recommend. Anyways, like I was saying, sorry. Podcasts that I would recommend: Therapy for Black Girls, Therapy Chat. What's another good one? Oh, I think it's called like the Mental Health Happy or something like that. I don't know. All good podcasts. You guys should check them out. Really great. But yeah, those are my resources that I would recommend to you friends, for anybody that's thinking about doing social work. Also, I would say like research every like micro, meso, you know, social work sector, and see what best resonates with you, I would say. Because so many people, I would say, I'm not saying that your skills can transfer over, but so many people will start off in like doing like a macro type of MSW program, and then say, oh, I want to be a therapist. So I feel like it's just too hard to like transfer over those skills, because when we're doing a clinical internship, I mean a clinical social work program, everything is clinical based. Like I said, all my classes, like these are the type of books we have: CBT, motivational interviewing, of course the good DSM. I got these tabs from Amazon if anyone's wondering. Like, and then hundreds of articles that we have to read on our freaking on time, that's on Blackboard and all that good stuff. But I feel like it's so hard to do like communities and organizations and then say, okay, I want to be a therapist, because you of course you can learn the type of stuff, I feel like, you know, but it's just like, well, you didn't take any of the classes, you didn't do any case studies or case conceptualization, like you didn't do any role plays. Like, how do you just go out in the real world and be a therapist? Obviously with maybe, you know, trainings and webinars and all that good stuff, you can learn how to be a therapist, but I feel like you should, like, just before you apply to a grad program, know what you want to do. You get me? So that way you're not wasting money and having to find out these additional resources when you could have just like taken that certain route, and then you had the resources at your fingertips. So that's another thing advice I would give. Okay, I'll do one more question. for you guys because this video is getting too long. Let me know if you guys want part 2 or what questions would you guys like to know in another video. Let me do one more question. And my room is a mess. Don't look at that. Oh, you guys are so mean. Okay. One more question. I'm trying to find a good one. I'll answer this one. How do you become LCSW, licensed clinical social worker? Okay, first you can get your bachelor's pretty much in anything. Obviously I had a bachelor's of social work, so my master's was 1 year, so think about that. If you get your bachelor's in anything, let's say you got your bachelor's in psych and you go to an MSW program, it'll be 2 years. The first year is the generalist year, then the second year is the specialization year, which you get to choose, like mental health, school, or social justice, all that good stuff. And then during those times you have to do, I think if you get a master's of social work, you have to do 2 internships in your master's program, because we did our first internship in our BSW program, then we did our second internship in our master's program. So I'm pretty sure either way you have to do 2 internships. Then depending on the state, you take the licensed social work exam, licensed master social work exam. Illinois doesn't have one, so we don't have to take it, but in other states they have them. And then you find you a nice little happy job, and you need 3,000 hours, which takes about, I want to say 2.5 years of clinical supervision in order to sit for the ASWB exam to become an LCSW. So yeah, 3,000 hours supervision, take the ASWB exam, and then boom, you're a licensed clinical social worker. Obviously you can be a therapist while you're racking up your hours for, to take the exam. But yeah, once you become an LCSW, you can open up the private practice, you no longer need the supervision. You can supervise folks at that point. So yeah. Okay friends, I just wanted to answer questions since I haven't been here in a month. In January I'll be starting my last 3 final classes for my Master of Social Work program. I'm gonna try to post videos every week, like I said I would. Like every week I'm going to try. I'm so sorry. I actually do have videos. I have a video like a day in my life, like a full video of me. Like I think I have a video too of like a night class video that I did. I just didn't want to edit them. And until I watched it back, I was like, this shit's boring. I wouldn't want to watch. But yeah, let me know what your friends want to see, and I'm gonna let you guys go.